YouTube? What's happening, man? Back in the whip. This time the whip is the truck, man. We in the semi today, man. We at work. Get your boy back into this dock getting unloaded. Real quick, man, while I'm getting unloaded, holla at y'all real quick, man, about getting your CDL. I want to make an updated video on how to get your CDL because you know, you can go through YouTube and find plenty videos of plenty different people telling you how to get your CDL or telling you how they got their CDL. But every few years something change, some laws change, or they change up something, or you know, they start doing something a different way to where it'd be necessary to make an updated video. And I'd had my CDL going on 5 years now. So from the time I got mine until now, there has been a few things that changed. But you know, for the most part, a lot of stuff is still kind of the same, but it's a little different. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it. How to get your CDL in 2025. One of the first ways to go get your CDL is to get with a company who trains you to get your CDL, and you'll work for them to pay back what they paid into your CDL. So let's say, for instance, you go to a company, let's say you go to Swift. I know Swift does it. I know CR England did it. I know Prime does it. Might be a couple more, but those are like the main three, right? So you go to Swift or Prime, and let's say they charge $4,000. I don't know how much they charge, but let's say they charge $4,000. Go there, get your permit. Once you get your permit, that permit allows you to go to whatever school you want to go to. But right now we're talking about a company. So you would go to that company that gets you your permit. Once you get your permit, then you're allowed to start testing. And like I said, let's say they charge $3,000. That $3,000, they're going to take that back from you out of your paychecks every week. However long it takes for that $3,000 to come out, I don't know. It depends on how much they're taking. But let's say they do it to where it takes 6 months. So you want to contract with them for 6 months. That has its pluses and its minuses. The pluses are, now you have a job. You have a job, and you're about to learn how to drive a truck. And you just got your CDL pretty much for free. You know, on the front end. On the back end, you gotta pay it back. What the minuses is, now you stuck with this company until you pay it back. You know what I'm saying? You gotta deal with them, deal with their BS. You know, let them kind of, you know what I mean, do you all type of wrong. You know, play you any type of way. You know, pretty much you're gonna have to let them, man, grape your pockets. Notice I said grape. Right? You're gonna have to let them grape your pockets. You know what I'm saying? Pay you little to nothing. But you're gonna get some good experience at it that you can take somewhere else. So like I said, that has its pluses and its minuses with that, right? Next way you can go is to a private school. Now this is the route I went. I went to a private school. I didn't go to a company that had me locked into a contract, right? And I'm sorry, y'all, if this I don't know how this video gonna sound, man. If it's this AC is blowing real hard, and I ain't turning it off, boy. It's hot. You can go to a private school like I did. I went to a private school in my city, and with the private school, you can, you know, you can pay out of pocket, you can pay cash, or you can go get funding. I went and got funding because at that time I was considered low income. So they had funding for people who was considered low income, and it's a program here in my city that has resources for people, and they help you get trades. You know, you can go get your HVAC, you can go become an electrician, a carpenter, barber. I want to say they got some stuff like for medical as well. You can go get your little nursing degree, your CDL, of course, all type of different stuff, man. So I went through that program. You know, they told me, they said, the school's gonna charge like $6,000, but if you pay it back, you don't owe us anything. I said, bet. And they paid me to go. I got a little paycheck for like $200 every Friday, which was cool. You know what I mean? A little quick little $200 every Friday to go to school and learn. And they gave me like a little voucher. You know what I'm saying? Like a little startup voucher, you know, for your first job. You know what I mean? Little vouchers to go get you some steel-toe boots and, you know, work vests. You know what I mean? Just a little startup, little package for work, man. So that right there was pretty cool, man. I like that. And I feel like going that route is better if you can go that route. You know, if you can't go that route, then you go, you know, with the route that you can go. You know what I mean? It don't matter. Don't matter how you do it. Ain't no right way, ain't no wrong way. Don't let nobody shame you into doing it their way. Now, if somebody just, you know, give you a good idea, then that's cool. But don't let nobody shame you and make you feel like, you know, the route that you taking or the way that you doing it is wrong. But yeah, man, I went to the private school, man. It was hands-on. I feel like I got a lot more out of my training. You know what I'm saying? Because I noticed with like people I know that went to a company sponsored school where they hire you to drive for them, they was getting their CDL in like 10 days. You know, which is cool. You know, you get to, you know, hey, go ahead and get in the program. If they, you know, rush you through it, that's cool. Whatever, you know, you got your CDL quick. My program was like 4 to 5 weeks. So it was like we focused on one thing for a whole week. You know what I'm saying? Then we focused on another thing for a whole week. Something else for the next week. Then that last week, we was just like a puzzle piece. We was putting everything together. You know what I mean? How to make everything work as one. And I like that, man. I feel like I got a little extra, you know, hands-on versus somebody that went to a company. And nothing's better than when you're done, got your CDL, now you get your choice, you get your pick of where you want to go. And I was able to do that, man. Left the school, man. First job I got, man, I went to Western Express. Some of y'all out there know what's up with Western Express, man. Y'all already know what's up. But that wasn't that bad either, though. And changes. I want to talk about changes real quick before I get off the video. I want to say it was either right before I got my CDL or right after I got my CDL. It might have been right after. They changed the law to where you can no longer really get grandfathered in to trucking. It used to be where you can get grandfathered in, where it'd be literally somebody would go to their grandfather, their uncle, their dad, their mom, or whatever family member or person they knew that had their own semi truck, and they would let them train them. You know, your dad would train you. You know what I mean? You'll go out with your dad would train you, teach you your maneuvers, teach you how to do your pre-trip, you know, teach you your back end, you know what I mean? Teach you everything you need to know to pass the test. And then you can just go right to your B&B, pay to take your driving test. They get you with an instructor. You know, you take your dad's truck or your grandfather's truck, take it up there, take your test, pass it, and get your CDL. You know, you ain't gotta pay no school fee, no $4,000-5,000, or sign no contract or any of that. You know, you just got grandfathered in. They just stopped that. And I cannot remember for the life of me if it was right before I got mine or right after, but it wasn't too far from when I got mine. Yeah, that had a lot of people sick with it, like, damn. So they made it to where now you have to go to a accredited school. It has to be a school that I don't know if they have to have a certain credential, if they have to be registered with the with the Department of Transportation or what it is. But yeah, man, you can't just go up to the BMV with your own truck, man, and take your test no more. So like I said, those were the 3 ways. A company sponsored school where you go work for the company, a private school where you just go pay to learn how to pass the test. They don't give you a job. Or you could have got grandfathered in, which they no longer have anymore. So those are the 3 ways to go and get your CDL. One of the ways no longer here. So you have 2 ways to get your CDL here now in 2025. Y'all got any questions? Anything? Hit me in the comments section. Like this video. Subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna be doing more videos about trucking. Ain't no other things, man. I'm gonna just start me a channel and just talk about whatever, man. Just chop up game about whatever. But all right, man, y'all have a good one. Peace.